Hello and welcome to my 2026 summer weekly blog, the first week of my summer weekly blog. So you might be wondering what exactly I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get more stuff done than I did last year during the summer because I didn't really get much done. I just kind of sat around, and I want to document myself doing it and document all the things that I'm doing. And this series will help me be accountable for being productive. I won't force myself to work every week, and I probably won't even post weekly. This will probably be I'm probably gonna skip a few weeks because I'm going on a trip, or maybe not. I'm going to be sharing projects I'm working on and also what I'm doing that week. So maybe when I go on my trip, I'll document what I do in those places or not. I don't know how easy it will be to edit on the trips. I hope I get at least through at least 1 week. My hope is at least 3 weeks. This will also help me get better at editing videos with a new editor I'm trying out. Alright, so the first project I did this week was remaking a building challenge I made previously. I never finished the original, as the way I scripted it made it difficult to add on more, and it didn't even work completely how I wanted it to. This time I got help from the dev forum to make the placement calculation system work how I wanted. In the previous version, I took the calculation system from a YouTube video that worked okay, but I want to shrink the part size from 2 studs squared to 1.25 studs squared, which kind of broke the system when I tried switching it over. And I mostly want to do this because it can allow for building in smaller areas, but still allow for more blocks to be placed, and also it just looks better in my opinion. So the current modes for the placement system are placing, deleting, color, material, and search. Placing, deleting are 1 by 1, holding to place, and mass deleting feel too easily exploitable, as well as being difficult if a whole team is placing blocks on one plot to script, as I don't want things to overlap because that can cause issues and it looks weird. The deleting mode only lets you delete blocks that you yourself have placed. Color and material modes only change the future blocks placed. I do have plans to potentially add a copy mode, which could double as a palette mode, as well as adding a stamp tool, but those don't feel that important enough to add them right now. And the search tool lets you select a block to see who placed it. This is to let people determine who is griefing if needed, so people hosting can remove them from building and stuff like that. Features that I definitely need to add before it's used are team building sites and personal building sites, and a command to manage personal building sites with Adonis. I want the map builder, if I can find one, to build the map before I implement this though, because I want to determine how many plots there are going to be for personal and how exactly I want to go about it, because I do have a method for implementing it as of now, but it would just take a while and I don't really feel like doing that. I will probably do this later in the summer, when the build is done, but yeah, that is mostly it for this project. Big thanks to Tema on the dev forum for helping me fix the calculation system. Yeah. Alright, so the second project I did was completely redoing a previous challenge that wasn't very good. Originally, there were these canisters you could collect around a map, and it was a very plain map. No offense to the original builder. It was 1 use per server, as the cans were placed down in studio. In the beginning of people using this challenge, there was no way for mobile users to drop the items, so only PC users could participate. I later fixed this by adding a drop button on the screen for mobile users, which sort of worked, but the challenge still wasn't really good, and the challenge was going to be scrapped, and I really like the idea of it though, so I decided to entirely rescript it without using items in the first place, which was kind of the main issue, because it kind of limits what you can do with challenges. So the challenge is different now, a lot different. The way I made the challenge to work differently is now, instead of just one type of canister. There are 4 types of canisters. There are regular rocks, which give 1 point, obsidian, which gives 2 points, gold, which gives 3 points, and atomic gem, which gives 5 points and is a tiebreaker if both teams get the same amount of points. And there's only one that spawns. And now it has a random placement system. There are 3 types of individual spawning locations. One spawns only gold, one spawns only obsidian, and the other type randomly places an atomic gem across one of its spawns, and the other spawns are just obsidian. I'm considering making the gem have a higher point value to make finding it more worthwhile for the players. On top of being a tiebreaker, collecting the gem gives an item version of it, which will be used as an idol in some way in the future. I'm not exactly sure the function of it currently. In order to determine a winner, I made a scoreboard which displays everyone's individual collection value. For this challenge in teams, I added a tally button that brings up the total collection value of all the teams with at least 1 collection value. To control the challenge, I made 2 commands. The command refresh cans randomizes and respawns the cans, and reset cans does the exact same thing, except it also resets the scores on the scoreboard. For both commands, there's an argument that lets you input the density you would like of the canisters that are placed in the certain areas. Regardless of what the argument input is, the spawns will always have canisters. And there's someone who is already set to build this challenge for me, so it should be finished by the end of summer. Yeah, I don't know how soon they're going to build it. They just said they would. Oh, and a small thing I worked on, additionally to the canister challenge, was improving the mobile drop button. I made the drop button more distinct and also improved the way that it was implemented by making all items, even outside of the workspace, have the script that made the button appear when holding a droppable item. So moving on, the third project I worked on was finishing a challenge that I have been working on for a while. This 4 corners challenge, I put a lot of effort into making really cool. I had to finish making the red kill animation and connecting everything to a host panel. I didn't really know what to do for the red animation, so I just turned to making it burn. I also added simple kill buttons so hosts don't have to go through repeated or long animations with each of the corners dying. In order to determine which side is eliminated, I made an effect for the randomizer. If you want to see the other animations for green, yellow, and blue, I have videos on my channel of those, which in my opinion are a lot cooler than what I did for red. I just didn't feel like doing a whole big thing like I did for green and blue for red, as I was tired of working on this challenge. And for the 4th and final project, the exact creative idea behind it hasn't been fully thought out yet, but the general idea is like hot potato or time bomb duels, if you know what that is. And you don't want to have the star when it explodes. I added different settings that can be changed with the time before explosion, past cooldown, and if there's a timer that displays the time before it explodes or not. I was playing some time bomb duels this week and really enjoyed it, so I wanted to remake it, and it turned out to be a lot easier than expected. And I used some of the code from the original time bomb item to make it feel similar, but I did add sort of my own spin on how I wanted to make it. So that is all. Thank you for watching. I hope I have the motivation to finish this series or even another episode. I might do like real life vlogs when I go to New York and Pennsylvania in like a week. I'm not even sure if I'll do a video next week based on how weird the schedule is. My like goal is like, I don't know, 3 likes. I know the bar is low. Yeah, so let me know if you have ideas for challenges and stuff I can make. Also maybe like if you live in New York, like what should I do there when I visit? Anyways, that's it. Bye.